All right, so now let's get the rest of this track up to standard with the drop master that we've done so far. So let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this part because it is pretty, it's like loud and intense and similar to the drop that we just did. So let's zoom in here and let's see what we've got. All right, so organizationally, I have the same sub bass here. Oh, no, I don't. I have a different one for the drop. Perfect. So I only have this. Oh, this is so great. Thank you, Timmy G from the past. So this is great because I can edit this and it won't affect any of this stuff. So let's see. This has drums. So I might need to make a new track for this. You could automate the gain on this, but a new track is just easier. So anyway, the first thing that I'm noticing is I might want the sub to be a tad louder because I want this to like right there. I want that I want it to be pretty intense, not as intense as a drop, but let's just get to the loudness of our drop and see how this compares so far. All right. I'm noticing that these Tim Hays are kind of loud. So I'll turn this down, then we'll get to the sub after. So. Hey. So I want them to be barely noticeable, but also not super quiet. But I want them to be noticeable, but nothing overpowering at all. Just very much so a background rhythmic element. And then this sub, I'm going to increase the volume. Let's see, what's the sub drop at? Oh yeah, way up. So, and I often, it's kind of hard to tell what a sub, like if you make very minor adjustments, what the sub sounds like. So I use this as a good visual helper. And I am looking for around this line for my sub bass, probably a tad underneath, especially since this isn't the real drop. But let's see, so. Come on, come on. So that's intense. So we were at negative 13 point something. So let's do negative 11. And this part, when there's no drums, it'll probably be, I'll probably make a new track and make this a little bit quieter. All right, I like that for now. And then I'm going to duplicate this. And let's see for this, and I'm focusing on this part right here, but because it's very similar to this, I guess since there's no kick drum, I would probably want this to go down here as well, and then that's go down there as well, and same with this. So like I said, I'm focusing on this part, but they're all together. It's kind of like when I did most of the work for the first part of the first drop, and then the rest of it was just tweaking and adjusting to make it the same. So here I'm mostly focusing on this part, but also adjusting to help myself out when I'm focusing on those parts. All right, so I like this. I think this snare is pretty loud. Let's see what this sounds like muted. And I like to keep the snares kind of consistent, but I think before the actual drop, we can afford to have this be a little bit quieter. So relatively, this snare actually sounds quieter than this one. Let's see.
Oooo yeah.
And I'm comparing the kicks now too. This kick is kind of weak. So maybe I will increase this kick a little bit. So let's turn that off. And most of my mixing here is in the context because it doesn't really matter what it sounds like soloed. It matters what it sounds like in the context of the track. All right, so that's ending up being up 1 decibel from where it was. All right, so let me compare that to the drop.
Oooo yeah.
Okay, not horrendous. All right, so now I kind of want to beef up some of the other parts. So let's look at this lead melody. So all right, I think some of this needs to be mixed. Just let's see. I kind of want this thick bass to be a little bit louder. Let's see what it sounds like. And I know everything's getting crushed here. I wonder if I can put another bit crusher to make it appear louder while not even being louder. So I'll go to distortion, bit crusher. Let's see. So the problem with this sound is it has a major third in the harmonic. It kind of sounds like we're just, so maybe this shouldn't be as loud. So let me turn this down, and this was about there. I might just leave it back to where it was. Wow, how did I get this sound? I might adjust this because that major third is really clashing with some of the other stuff. Geez, this is more of a problem than I originally expected. All right, that doesn't have as much of the third, I don't think. All right, so that is sounding fatter. I think we solved that problem. Let's see, is that anywhere else? Okay, no, that's fine. So now I'm going to turn this volume lower because I think it is a really intense sound. I don't want it to dominate. So the chords are also. Yeah, this is, I might turn this down even more. Let's see. All right, I'm happy where the thick bass is right now. So now let's go. And honestly, maybe even a little bit quieter. Let's try that. So all I'm doing here is lowering this volume to thin this sound out. I thought this frequency was a little too powerful here, so. I'm going to just see I'm probably going to end up turning this off, but I just want to see what this sounds like with all these low frequencies gone in the mix here. That sounds so bad. So we need some of these lows. Let's go back here. I am going to just slightly turn this down.
Come on,
see the width of the track here with the goniometer. So pretty wide. All right, I'm going to turn the thick bass. I don't need as much of it as I thought. All right, now I'm just going to compare this to the volume of the drop. Maybe this whole thing needs to come up a little bit. Let's go up 1 dB. Okay. I'm just checking to see if this sound and the sound we ended up with, the thick bass, all right, this is a lot quieter. It's a lot quieter sounding. So maybe I'll turn the thick bass down even a tad more. And changing my mind. I'm also hearing a boomer, which is clashing with the bass here. Yeah, so let's see. Is this the yeah, okay. So this is a big no here. So let's see. Where's the first boomer? All right, so that's fine. That is not fine. So I think most of these are with the sub bass going. So this one is fine, so I don't need to cut the lows. So what I'm going to end up doing is cutting the lows here because they're just clashing with the sub, which is never good. When low frequencies clash, the wave the way that the waves add together or combine is very muddy, so you don't want that to happen. So that needs to get cut. That needs to get cut, and then I think that one's fine. All right, so now what I'm just going to do here is take these, solo this. Oh, okay. So I'm kind of dealing with this because I know I have the kick, but the sub is still going, I think. Let's go to the sub. Yeah. And I never adjusted the volume, so we'll do that after. But I need to cut these, and the sub's going for all of these, so I definitely need to just cut this. The fade in's not going to work, so I'll go to the EQ, turn this on. I think that sounds better. Let's see.
Ooh yeah.
All right, let's go to this sub that I said I was going to turn down. All right, I'll close that for now. I'm going to close a lot of the stuff that we've done for now just because, as you can tell, I'm losing where I am in the track because there's so many of these tracks. So let's see. So this sub. Okay. So I'm going to listen to this just soloed. Okay, I think that's fine. All right, so I'm noticing that this thick bass is a problem here. So I'm going to duplicate this and turn it down. So maybe down to negative 20.5. Let's see how that sounds. Okay. Where are my vocals here? Okay. Okay. That cymbal riser, I don't even know. Yeah, here, the reverse crash here. I think it's too loud.
Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah.
Okay. Maybe even too loud. Let's go down a little bit.
Ooh yeah.
All right, I'm happy with that. All right, I think these are too loud too, because I want the vocals to be the dominant part, even though I have no idea what the girl is saying. I'm going to duplicate this and turn this down a tad. And then I'm going to do the same thing here with the plucky synth. I think the chords are fine. I might actually want to raise the ARP. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. I like that better. All right, so I'm feeling like it might be a good idea to just make a new track for everything in here. I probably should have just made a new track stack for this, but whatever, it's fine at this point. So, and one of the reasons is I can hear the arpeggio that we were just looking at. It's a little quieter here and a little louder without the drums, so I might adjust it. And once again, like all of these changes, it's probably not going to make a huge difference, but it's just bothering me a little bit. So literally just down a decibel. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the chords. So these chords are at negative 9.2. All right, so now everything has its own new track. So let's see. Okay, that's not bad. Let's just see. There are a couple of drum stuff I'm going to take a look at in just a moment. This crash and then the cymbals, but I want to see if there's anything else. So with the vocals here, where are my vocals here? Right here. I'm muting them. I just want to see, because right here, I'm wondering if these vocals are a tad too loud. No, I don't think so. All right, let's take a look at this percussion stuff. So I think this crash actually sounds good, but the problem is this crash is without a kick, so it's going to sound louder. And it's ringing out louder, so I'm going to duplicate this. And this is negative 17. I'm going to drop this down 2 dB and see what it sounds like to negative 19. And let me listen to all these cymbals here. And I just want to compare it to the cymbals in the drop. I might turn these all down like a minuscule amount. So I'm hitting X to get to the mixer. This is 3.3 and negative 18.5. So maybe I'll bring this down to 2.6. Come on, I like that. The next thing I'm thinking about is these drums. So oftentimes these drums that are going to be playing, that I'm going to play faster, I don't want to be as loud as like the main strong beat kick. So I'm wondering if I should make a new drum build-up track. So a kick build. And what do I have right here? I have snare full. Okay, so this is its own track too. So like, because it just seems a little too dominant with all the other elements. So I'm going to turn this, I'm going to go to kick build for this. And then what I'll end up doing is the same thing to all this, if we like it. Okay, so this kick build is at -7. So maybe I'll try -8 for now. Let's see what that sounds like. Let's try even lower. Let's go extreme. I'm going to go to -10. Do my same thing. Go too low and then find the medium point. -7 was a little too high. Maybe -10 is too low. Yeah, a little too low, but actually not too bad. Let's try -9 here. Because let's see. And then, so I like that, -9. Let's keep that for now. And then this rising cymbal. So noise risers here. Where is this reverse crash? Okay, so let's see. So right here, when it's with all this stuff, this is at a good volume. But I'm going to duplicate this and make a new one here because this cymbal right here is more alone. So I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to call this rev crash pre-drop. And then this is at -15. So let's try -20. That's extreme. So this might be too low now. Yeah, I want this a little louder. So -18. What was this at? -15? Let's try -17. Maybe -17 point, or -16.6. Sure, let's try that.
Ooh yeah.
All right. Just saving that. I think that's pretty good. Let's listen to the whole thing. And then I'm noticing these Tim Hayes. Let's see if I can hear these. But everything else seems pretty good. Let's listen to the whole thing. One other thing that I'm noticing, where are we right here? So the pre-drop vocals right here, these. All right, well, first of all, it looks like we're harshly cutting these off. So I'm gonna extend these a bit and then add a fade, because the reason why I'm doing that, here, I'll show you. There's like that clip or the click noise. If you don't fade in, you're gonna get that click with audio. So if I just extend these a tad, and then I'll fade in by just a little bit. So right here, that will remove that clip. Yeah, much better. So let's try that. And I think this is like just a tad too loud. And then but I might adjust that. So I'm going to turn, let's see, is this affecting anything else? Nope, just the other ones. So I'm going to turn this down a decibel, and let's see.
Ooh yeah.
So let's keep it like that for now. I know I'm going to be adjusting the master volume here. So basically the master volume is going to go down a bit. So this will even sound lower and make even more of a differential between this vocal harmony and then the heavy drop. I'm going to listen one more time and hopefully we can move on. Awesome. Let's keep it like that for now.